Okay, so here's the lead-in. Debate happened. It happened this Wednesday. Final debate, number 3, moderated by Fox News'
Number
Chris
3, moderated, great moderator.
Honestly, I agree 100%. We'll start with Chris, okay? So I thought that he reined the candidates in better than anyone else. Honestly, for someone who, tends to lean towards the right, I think his questions were fine. I didn't have a problem with them.
I think he did.
I thought he pressured both candidates equally.
He went
and there were good questions.
He went partial birth, and then he went to guns. He went, you're a sexual assaulter. Your husband's a philanderer. I mean, It was very fairly distributed.
I thought he did a great job.
Bravo.
He was actually someone who was able to say, Donald, stop talking. We need to move on. And that is incredibly hard to do. Yeah. And we saw people get steamrolled by both candidates in the first 2 debates.
Yeah, Elaine Quijano.
What was really sad was the town hall. Because, if you don't stop the candidates from talking, none of the American people get to ask questions. And that's what that town hall's supposed to be about. How many questions did we actually get from that town hall? 3. There were probably 30 people in the crowd, and you got 3 questions.
No, I agree.
So, Fowler Show review, Chris Wallace, A.
4 thumbs up.
Yeah, really good. I like that.
2 here,
I thought
2
that was great. And generally, I did find this debate for both candidates to be more substantive, more focused than anything that we had seen up until this point. There were obviously some snarky moments. My ruling, and we'll go deep into this. Hillary had it. I think she had some great.
I do think Hillary won the debate, but I do think the debate was a little bit closer. I mean, Hillary in. Well, we're going to go through all of this.
What do you want to start with?
So let's start about what didn't happen. I think that's the best way. We'll talk about what did happen, because it did happen. What didn't Hillary do in this debate?
That she could have done. You tell me.
No, you go first.
You tell me. Okay, so...
And he says you tell me, and then he says, okay. Go.
It doesn't matter. We'll both tell you. So my number one thing is something that you heard from folks who are watching at home. A lot of people felt like she didn't engage Donald enough on his jabs, right? So watching debate 1, watching debate 2, watching debate 3, a lot of people felt like she needed to fire back at him, give some quippy one-liners. I don't think she necessarily did that as well as she could have. And I think for the people that are on the fence and are maybe a little attracted, but let's not lie. People are attracted by the fact that Donald Trump is a reality personality, that he acts like this is a reality show and it's The Apprentice and he's just cutting down Hillary. And people wanted to see her get down a little bit on his level. You don't have to go on his. You think she did it well this time?
No, I don't think she should. Donald Trump is the filth of the earth, in my opinion.
I'm not talking about my. Look,
no. I'm getting there. And so to bring this full circle to the American people, I think what she didn't do very well, in my opinion, and I said this before the debate, and I said this a number of times, what I think Hillary Clinton had to do was erase. If you were just to follow this election based on the polls, this is hers. She's got it. Wide open field. It's like she threw a Hail Mary pass. She's running towards the touchdown. She's at the 20-yard line, and there's no defender in vicinity. The clearest defender is maybe 6 or 7 yards back.
Right.
So this is an opportunity where you say there's no defender. What I'm not going to do is slow down. I'm actually going to speed up. So there isn't an opportunity for a defender to get close to me. And for her to speed up, what she should have done, and I didn't see her do, was to lay out her platform to the American people. Sayings when I'm president, in my first 100 days.
She did say one first 100-day thing, didn't she?
Yeah, she's talking about immigration reform.
Yeah.
But I really wanted her at the beginning of it to really, no matter what the question was, to be in my first 100 days, here are the 3 things that I am going to do. Yeah, I'm going to raise the minimum wage.
That didn't happen.
I'm going to introduce a comprehensive immigration reform bill. And I don't care what the third thing is, just because I think the American people, a lot of people, and you heard in the show, or you depending on when you're watching the show, me and Tamara had this in our production, we were talking, and Tamara said it best. She's like, I'm not necessarily sure why I'm voting for Hillary, but I'm voting for Hillary because my vote will go nowhere near Trump, as I think what Tamara said in our production meeting, right? And those voters, you need to give them, because those people that my kid's sick, my cat choked on a hairball, my dog's
Whatever it
sick.
is, I can't get to the polls.
I'm not going to get to the polls. You've got to give those people a reason to say, I hate Donald Trump and I'm going to vote for Hillary, but now I'm going to take this one thing with me to the polling booth. And I didn't think she did that. That's what she didn't do.
You're right, and that's actually something that we talked about last week on the show when we were talking about previous performance. There was never the bullet points. Like, you kind of want to see Hillary Clinton, point 1, point 2, point 3. This is what you're getting.
Yeah.
This is me. And that didn't happen.
And so here's the next question for you.
Sure.
What didn't Donald Trump do that he should have done?
What didn't Donald Trump do that he should have done? To be honest, I thought that if Donald Trump performed like this debate in the previous two, this would be scary close. I thought that he, for the most part, didn't deflect. Like, I mean, you remember in some of the previous debates where they'd be like, Donald Trump, did you sexual assault these women? And he'd be like, well, let me tell you about ISIS. or let me tell you about Bernie Sanders. He answered the questions to the best of his ability, and we're talking about Donald Trump here, so like it's not perfect. But I thought his performance was not poor. Okay.
No, I thought he did.
I thought he didn't say. I mean, listen, like, we're talking about Donald Trump here. He pandered to women. He's a sexual assaulter. He called Hillary Clinton. Oh my God, what did he call her? Oh,
a
She's
nasty
woman.
A nasty woman,
which is so sexist. Like, you don't even get me started on that. Like, it's just he's a piece of crap. But if we're looking at this objectively, and I'm like the objective person saying, Donald Trump, this is how you win, I thought that this performance was a step in the correct direction, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right there, right? I mean, I think it's a step in the right direction. I think what Donald Trump should have done that he did not do was he should have, I mean, in my opinion, he really should have put Hillary in a box. Because we know that, and as Rich said earlier in the segment, Hillary really didn't engage in a lot of his, like, attacks that he threw at her.
Yeah.
He really should have lined up without, like, calling her crooked Hillary or calling her crooked, like, really outline an argument that would have forced her in a situation where she had to answer some of these really, really tough questions.
Yeah, I don't think she didn't do that. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong, we're coming up on the break here, but and we'll talk about this in the second half.
Like, I think
Hillary
he could have, like, I think he'd have got
burns,
yeah, he
right?
did. I mean, I think he could have got Hillary on Benghazi if he really zeroed in on Benghazi. Like, where were you when the phone call happened? Right. Why didn't you send in troops? Like, I think there was some space there.